He is the host and executive producer of Restaurant Impossible. A new season, Restaurant Impossible Back in Business, starts tonight at 9 Eastern on the Food Network. Chef Robert Irvine joining us now. And Chef, it's great to see you. First and foremost, how have you been during the pandemic? How you've been holding up, you, your family, and everything else?
Well, I got to tell you, first of all, it's great to see you, Dave, to chat with you. We were filming full bore Restaurant Impossible revisits in March when COVID happened, stopped down like everybody else. So I went home for 3 months, got inundated with emails and Zoom calls and people just needing hope and advice. So it was pretty intense for me at home, I can tell you. I built the house 3 years ago. I normally spend 11 days a year in it, and we're on the road the rest. So it was a big change for me. Great change, I might add, because I got to get the Food Network and say, hey, listen, I can't sit at home anymore. I got to get back to work. I need to help these folks. And here we are, Back in Business is airing tonight, highlighting all those Restaurant Impossible families that we've done in the original show, Restaurant Impossible, but going back and bringing them out of COVID-19, which they got into through no fault of their own. So I feel really good about what we've been up to.
This is a big thing with you. I know it's the Restaurant Impossible family, and you know, you really develop bonds with these people that you save. It's not just 48 hours and you and your crew get out. You form lifelong attachments with a lot of the people you save and rescue.
Yeah, we've done 230 plus restaurants, and I have to tell you, success is different, right? Whether you pay your bills and get out of the restaurant business or you continue and soar through the roof. And obviously, Edgar's in Akron. I was just back there for Back in Business. And Glenn, the first time I was there in Restaurant Impossible, we had a few intense moments. But I'm telling you, when I left him the first time, I'd found a friend, a brother, and I mean really close. I became really close. I got a chance to go back to help him. And you know, the last couple of months with Back in Business. And when I went back, it was like seeing my brother, my family, my sister, his daughter, his wife, the staff. We're really making a big difference. And when you see this show, it's Restaurant Impossible was always emotional, but this is a different emotion. The pandemic has affected everybody. 11 million workers of food and hospitality, and I got to tell you, when I walk in, it's, yes, normally I'm an intense guy, but we're going back to family members that we visited before, and it's a whole different feeling of a show. It's intense, it's emotional, but emotional for me and the 12 people that we've got. Normally we have 35 crew members, 100 volunteers to do the work, and we're down to 12 guys and girls on a bus or 2 buses with a health inspector and you know, the guys telling us what to do and how to distance when we go into the restaurants. So it's different.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is now, it's I would imagine it's less needing, you know, your designers and builders, Tom and Tanya and everything. And it's more, you know, as you say, health inspector related, business related, marketing related. And a lot of cases, you know, I always say, I think you're a great psychologist. You know, it's not, you know, your profession, but I think you're a psychologist. And it's a lot of that, you know, personal effect, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right, and you hit the nail on the head there, Dave. I don't, in Back in Business, I don't have a designer, I don't have a build team. I have camera guys, 4 camera guys, some sound guys, some executive producers, some producers, and me, split between 2 buses. And these are the guys that are not only filming, but doing the work we need to do to change the fortunes of, in this case, Edgar's or you know, Rossini's, all the other places. But we're looking at the financials. You know, when we normally visit the first time, they've gone from $20,000 to $60,000, $80,000. They're going up that way. Great things. And then all of a sudden, COVID-19 hits. We got to look at their financials, their technology, their operating procedures of safety, their menus, their supply chain, and everything in between. That we really, yes, we touched menus before, but not like this. And I'm putting protocols in place for, you know, a clean server to bring clean food or from the kitchen, and then a dirty server, as in somebody that's taking away all the dirty plates with gloves and masks, and making the consumer feel safe enough to go there. And Edgar's, you know, it's on a great golf course overlooking a beautiful scenery, but you know, with 25% of people or 50% allowed in the restaurant, nobody was going there. The guy was losing not only the snack bar, and I'm not giving away the show, but losing hand over fist in money to the point of, hey, I'm 6 weeks and I'm done. I can't do this. So I think the protocols we should put in, all the new equipment, all the new thinking, not only for the production team, my team of filming, but also actually in the restaurant, is something special. And the information can be used in any service business across the board. It doesn't have to be just a restaurant. It can be a hotel. It can be a garage. It can be a retail store, you know, a sandwich shop, whatever.
Because I was going to say, I think the advice you give on this, I can imagine it would apply to so many small businesses because, I mean, there are so many in the country that are hurting in the service industry, but also, you know, just your small businesses on the street corners.
Yeah, one thing I've, you know, taken to heart, obviously I've been doing this for many years, not only in my own businesses, but I've taken to heart the hard work. And if you notice, since we've come back after the 3-year hiatus, I actually started to listen a bit more. I'm not as kind of punchy as I used to be. I listen a little bit more and try to understand more. And back in business is that understanding. It's a different tone. It's a different feel. And right after that, funnily enough, we have an after show where we talk about, I do have the designers, I do have the executive producers, I do have the builder, talking about the original show and what we've done. And then they see the back in business, and we talk about the viewers' questions, the owners' questions. So it's kind of a double whammy. But I've got to tell you, the National Restaurant Association and Tom Benet and the CEO there doing great things for our restaurant business and educating all the states and the communities what we need to do to save these restaurants. And we've already lost 35% of our total restaurants in the United States in 4 months. So we got to do something big.
Robert Irvine is joining us, the host of Restaurant Impossible, back in business, back with you tonight at 9 o'clock on the Food Network. You go all over the country with the show, but it's been fun to see, you know, the amount of times you've come to Northeast Ohio, you know, whether it's been Elyria, Strongsville, Canton, and now most recently Akron and Garrettsville, which people will see once again here on this new season. We like you, and you seem to like us here in Northeast Ohio.
I got to tell you, you're the nail on the head. I just think the people Northeast Ohio are just unbelievable. They're hardworking, they're caring, and I forged. You just talk about another show there, Garrett's Mill, that will be up and running soon, obviously on Back in Business. But these are real solid people, and I will tell you, in all the Restaurant Impossibles and Back to Business and all things I've ever done, Garrett's Mill is the restaurant that I would love to own personally. It's probably the best makeover I've ever done in my life, and the most beautiful restaurant I've ever seen situated on a river. And I just fell in love with the people there. I didn't want to leave there the last time, a couple of weeks ago, actually. And yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm drawn there, and the people kind of like me. So it's kind of a love win-win situation.
Absolutely. I'm kicking myself that I didn't come out and see you when you back, you know, when you were originally here last year for those makeovers. I wanted to come see you, but next time, Chef, we're going to do it. Last thing,
there's going to be a few more. You know, there's going to be a few more, and you're always welcome.
Yes. Now, last thing, people who may not know this about you, in addition to being a host and a chef, you are somebody who takes service and caring to another level with the Robert Irvine Foundation, the work you do with our country's servicemen and women in the military, the USO, working with the actor and another humanitarian, Gary Sinise. Where does all this come from? I don't think I've ever asked you this. Where does this come from? This, you know, it's one thing to do a show, but it's another thing to go above and beyond the way you have done for so many years.
Well, I have to tell you, honestly, I was in the military. I have an affinity for the military. I travel up until this year, about 150 days a year across the globe, Afghanistan, Iraq, Poland, Spain, Syria, you name it, Germany, England, to let the men and women of the cloth of our nation know that, hey, we love them. Their families are veterans. It's just another piece of what I believe in. That's giving back to people, not only in the shows. And I'm blessed, and I really am truly blessed, Dave, that Food Network and Discovery have allowed me to have a platform to do what I love to do, and that's just help people.
You do a wonderful job at it, my friend. I can't thank you enough for your time today. Good luck this season with Restaurant Impossible back in business. Follow Robert Irvine, by the way, on Twitter. He will interact with you. He interacts with everybody. And I also watch the show live because you have a chance a lot of times to win prizes. I mean, yeah, that's the kind of guy he is.
Couple of $1,000 giveaway tonight. It's going to be fun.
Gotta watch. Thank you, my friend. Great to see you,
Thanks,
Robert.
Dave. Take care. Thank you.
Okay.